What was once tomato-growing farmland in southwest Florida has grown into something dramatically different. A 100-foot-tall, $24 million house of worship has risen, the centerpiece for a new town with a population goal of 25,000 and a new university, Ave Maria, the dream of a very rich man, Tom Monahan, who wants to produce more than diplomas.
We don't want to be a diploma factory. We want to be a saint factory.
Monahan's Saint Factory offers a rigorous liberal arts curriculum, including a doctoral program in theology. Its goal, to create the next generation of Catholic leaders. Enrollment now is fewer than 500. He wants 5,000 in 20 years. Who is Tom Monahan? Well, he's as close to being a self-made man as any mortal can be. His father was a truck driver who died before Monahan was 5. Monahan ended up in a series of foster homes and an orphanage. He dreamed of becoming a priest one day, or a ball player, or an architect. Instead, he ended up selling pizzas and became a billionaire.
In the orphanage, I kept saying to myself, why'd my daddy have to die? Why'd my daddy have to die?
For a poor boy who lived on a farm and went to school with manure on his shoes, life would get better, much better. Monahan turned one pizza shop in Michigan into the nationwide Domino's brand, with 5,000 stores. He says he took pride in having his own jet, helicopter, luxury cars, and big house. Then one day, he saw through his pride.
Pride's a source of all sins. I figured I must be the biggest sinner in the world because I certainly got a lot of pride, a lot of ego.
Monahan is no longer on anyone's list of richest men. In the past decade, he says he's committed at least $400 million to Catholic higher education. Monahan gives his own money and raises more, claiming to have more than 40,000 donors. And at fundraisers, he talks about his big vision.
So fasten your seatbelts. I don't want anybody to get whiplash here. And we're going to go fast forward to 2077. We'll probably have over 2,500 priests, and not just ordinary priests, good priests. A lot of those priests are going to become bishops. We're going to have about 2,000 sisters that come out of Ave Maria. And how about this one? 45,000 great Catholic marriages.
There are 3 masses a day on campus, 5 on Sundays. Underage drinking is forbidden, so is premarital sex. Students live in single-sex dormitories.
Everyone thinks, oh, it's Ave Maria, it's real close, it's like a bubble, You're not supposed, we don't do anything, everybody's all homeschooled, and really, there's normal people here.
We have the foundation in faith here that I very much find important for me in my life. It's good to come here and to find the real truth, get grounded in that, and then go out and see what the world has to say.
But what about academic freedom? Research, learning, teaching, free inquiry, no matter where it leads. Ave Maria's mission statement says it is to be an institution of Catholic higher education that will be faithful to the magisterium. The magisterium being the teaching authority of the church, the bishops, and ultimately the Pope. But it's not clear who has final authority over what is taught, the faculty, the local bishop, or Tom Monahan.
The bishop has the final say on things to do with the liturgy and with the theology that's taught here, and the spiritual leadership of our students, of our faculty, and of our staff. He doesn't have the responsibility for the academics.
It remains to be seen just what academic freedom will mean at Ave Maria. The relationship between the university and the local bishop has been an uneasy one. For months, Mass could not be said in this house of worship because Bishop Frank DeWayne had not consecrated it as a church. He finally came this spring, dedicating it as a quasi-parish, where the sacraments can be performed, but not as a full parish with a pastor.
There were, I think, surprises along the way for the officials of the university when I said, the church has to do it this way.
Who has the authority over this church right now? the church? Mr. Monahan? I mean, who is in charge? In the town of Ave Maria, there are Catholic schools for kindergarten through high school. Non-Catholic public schools are coming. Some stores are open, but the sluggish economy has caused delays. Although there's not a pharmacy yet, there had been controversy when Monahan said the town drugstore would not be allowed to sell contraceptives. He's now backed away from that.
I never saw this as an exclusively Catholic town. I wanted to the extent I could make it family-oriented. No massage parlors, no adult bookstores, pornography, or things like that. That would be, in my mind, anti-family.
The housing bust has slowed residential development. Only a few hundred homes have been built. The town's private developer insists it will be independent of both the church and Tom Monahan.
The community will be whatever the residents and the people who live here determine that they want for their community. I mean, that's not something I can't impose my views on 25,000 people.
I can see whether they still have that available.
Jean Rush, who has opened a women's fashion boutique, says she's not been told what she can or can't sell.
I have short shorts, I have tank tops, I have sheer tops. We're all happy people enjoying the fruits of what Tom Monahan inspired us to do in our lives.
Monahan plans to move the Ave Maria Law School, now in Michigan, to this Florida campus. But some faculty members have taken Monahan to court, alleging he reneged on a promise never to relocate. The university is awaiting accreditation, and the bishop has yet to declare it a Catholic university. Observers say Ave Maria's biggest challenge will come when Monahan, who is 71, passes on or runs out of money.
At that point, the question will be, is it attracting enough students? Is it financially capable of succession once Tom Monahan passes from the scene? Is it going to be able to attract the quality of faculty over the long term? And in his particular model, will the surrounding community that he has developed retain the character that it has at the time that it's first inhabited?
A recent survey of U.S. Catholics found that no more than 12% support so-called hardcore, traditional, conservative Catholicism. But that's still a lot of Catholics, and many of them, like Tom Monahan, are committed.
I can't think of anything more important that I could do with my resources, with the experience that God gave me in 38 years of fairly intensive business experience, to use it for something that's a lot more important than selling pizzas or making money.
Monahan says that for him, the most important thing in life has always been to be a good Catholic.
I don't want any legacy. I don't even think about that. I just want to get a small air conditioning unit when I get into purgatory, if I get there.
Tom Monahan describes his personal story as rags to riches to rags. The question yet to be answered, will Ave Maria eventually turn out to be the promised land he dreams of? For Religion and Ethics News Weekly, I'm Phil Jones, Ave Maria, Florida.